You already know what it is. If you thought it was going somewhere, you busted your head. You busted your own head. Welcome back. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is going to be the energy check-in for the next 13 days. We got some, these next 13 days are going to be so important to the way the rest of this year and moving forward is going to roll. Don't get it twisted. Today is the first day of the Red Serpent Wave spell, which deals with life force energy. It deals with shedding old skin. It's the wisdom of the serpent, employing your wisdom. And this after the yellow human wave spell, which was about receiving that wisdom. It's kind of like, what do we do with it now? How does it play a part? And moving forward. Now, the thing about these 13 days is the 12 days following today are going to be what we call portal days. Very potent time for you to ask for what it is that you really desire now that you've had a little bit of a taste of this new energy. And here she is right here, Chi Chan, the red serpent. Survive, instinct, store, and life force are the key words for this wave spell. And as you can see, with her eyes being closed, this is where your intuition is going to be speaking, and you need to listen to it. You know what I mean? If it tells you not to go to the store, then don't go to the store. But this is the next 13 days. And then some. Okay, and we're going to pull cards on this wave spell because there's always hidden messages in the waves. They're never the same. You know what I'm saying? These wave spells are never the same. And you really don't need to know the mind calendar, any of this fly shit. Really, it's about you tapping into that natural energy, especially if you're grounding yourself and you're taking care of yourself right now. You already know, you can already feel it, and you have to trust that feeling moving forward. Okay? All the major planets have done their transiting and moving, and we've already gotten a taste of what this new cycle has in store. We'll take a moment for those people in Texas and the flood. You know, that was not an accident. You know, when the meteorologists ain't there and something like this happens, you got to look at the game now because it's survival mode for a lot of this old cycle. The old cycle is doing its best to pull you back in. It's doing its best to stay relevant. It's doing its best to create situations where you have to become emotionally and intellectually attached to it. You feel what I'm saying? And it's just one of those things to be mindful of. You know what I mean? If you're already doing new things, if you're already on a new regiment, if you're already feeling the energy as it is, then just keep trusting that feeling and going with that feeling, because this is where the separation is. And I say survival of the fittest. It's a good time to cleanse and nourish yourself, of course. But this is more in line with what I'm talking about with the wave spells coming in with the portal days. The next 12 days, do your very best to balance your energy and remain in the most upbeat energy you can possibly have. And at the same time, ask for what it is that you want on these days. You don't have to use the affirmation. Like I said, you don't have to know the calendar. You just got to be in tune and in touch with what your heart's desire is at this time. And this is what I mean, because that energy is going to serve people who are in this pure of heart unicorn energy, calling in the magic, bringing heaven on earth, or whatever that looks like to you. Like I said, the last month and a half, being in the new cycle and getting adjusted, it told you already what it's going to look like and what you're going to deal with. It's not that we're going to be without issues or problems that we have to deal with, so to speak. But we should be wise enough now to be able to navigate these things, because we done seen it. The game ain't changed. But you got to remember, this is a war, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a spiritual, energetic war. And all you have to do is remain in your highest octave, if that makes sense. The star. And this is clarifying the unicorn. This is making a wish. And this Knight of Swords, take your time with this. Do not rush this. And it's almost a little counterproductive to what Saturn is asking in Aries, which is wants you to take action and not worry about the details, but work it out as you go. But for these next 13 days, take your time and get everything kind of ordered in now that you've had a taste of that energy. This is the time where you get to go back and do a little bit of that reworking of what you got going on that's new, that feels fresh, that's part of your wishes and dreams. Like, this is the time to call it in. The next 12 days, it's what they call in the mind calendar the Omega runs. And this is a stretch of days where the energy is so potent that you can either make or break yourself very easy just by your thoughts and your words. So this is a good time to journal, to ground yourself, to be mindful. With this Chi Chant energy, I'm about to go to the park and do some yoga. They got it in the park for free. This energy is transformation through physical activity. You know what I'm saying? Your yoga, your breathing exercises, taking a walk. This is how you shed the old skin, sweating things out. And then it's like after the workout is done, you get that clarity. That's what this Knight of Swords is in reverse. Do the work first and then empty out, and then you can ask for what it is, because your signal is going to be free from that ego. You feel what I'm saying? That's all we're really fighting down here, is the ego, trying to hold on to the old. But this is a time where you make that wish and your prayers go up. This is like after the workout, your meditation. Same thing right here, calling in that energy, and this could be you calling in parts of yourself that maybe you've forgotten or haven't discovered yet, the magic within yourself. But being pure of heart with your intentions is everything right now. You feel what I'm saying? So get you a good walk in, get you a good workout. Anything that works on all aspects of your being. We're talking about mentally, physically, and spiritually, emotionally. This is why the arts such as Tai Chi, martial arts, yoga, I don't care. Like I said, just a walk in nature will do you a world of good of helping you shed the rest of that old skin from the old cycle. We're still human down here as far as the experience, so we're not perfect, right? We're not trying to be perfect in that aspect. We don't have anything to deal with. It's a growing process. And right now we're in the energy of we should know better by now. You feel me? So let me get a couple of cards on this. Yep, again, King of Cups in the reverse and the Three of Wands. So in the aspects of this is about being unapologetic. You could leave the past where it is. Closure is what it is. Silence is just as potent as somebody saying no and all that other shit. There's no need for you to extend the olive branch. You understand what I'm saying? Or coming in and saving anything or anyone right now. Focus on you and what your desires are. Again, with this Three of Wands, the wave is already here. And this is more of that Aries and Saturn energy. Don't sit and wait for it. It's time to create the wave, if that makes sense. It's time to really put that in motion and show yourself just how powerful you are. This could be through conversation. This could be through meditation and then taking action. All the things we talked about prior. You know what I'm saying? And to top the reading off, there's that heart again, the white dog. Realize that this is a process. It's going to take time for it to work out. Just remain loyal, or rather dedicated to the journey that you're on. The love, the unconditional love for yourself, and putting that into yourself and out into the world. And of course, the art or the heart. And this is also getting to the heart of the matter as well. You know what I mean? Very simple, very straightforward. I'm not going to be diving all deep with these phrases and terms and stuff like that. If you know, you know. Keep it as simple as possible, but know that this energy is very much supported and it's going to be very potent. So if you're out here cutting up shenanigans, doing all this other stuff, you know what I mean, worried about what everybody else is doing, that's going to come back on you. That's what I say. Focus on yourself and what you got going on. Let the rest of the world sort itself out right now. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody else find their way and their path right now. Focus on what you're here to do right now. You know what I mean? And that doesn't involve you being pressed about what other people are doing or saying. This is going to be a time where you're really going to see who's about that life. You understand what I'm saying? And that Knight of Cups is really starting to speak now, because you might have people seeing you in that energy and want to come back and finesse and do all that. Nah, man, leave it alone. Leave it alone, unless you want to return to that lesson and go through that whole thing again. All right, so closing this out, and we got more decks. If you want to order, all you got to do is DM. Let me get the bottom of the deck for Fancy's deck. Yep. Again, Sophia, the wisdom. Sophia is protection for children and pregnant mothers. But in this case, this is more about being protective over anything that's new in your life that you've given birth to, an idea, new regiment, a thought process. This is where that wisdom comes in. You know what I mean? It's not who's bad enough to take it. It's who's smart enough to keep it. You feel me? And on top of that, Three of Swords and the Lovers. I'm telling you, watch that past energy come back on you. You know what I'm saying? What have you learned, especially in the realms of love and intimacy? Because that still works in with here, with the yellow red serpent. Excuse me, because tantric sex is very much up in this category as well. We're talking about energy. We're not talking about the shit you get online. You feel what I'm saying? This is real deal life force energy. What are you creating? You know what I mean? What have you created? Did it work for you? What do you learn from it? So this is making different choices. We got 3 and the 6. That 36 is that 9. We're at the completion of a cycle. What have you learned? Have you been the one breaking your heart? You know what I'm saying? Allowing people to do whatever. Well, the whole gambit. You all know where you are. So we're not going to beat that in the head, but this is the time to employ that wisdom, because this is very much a part of the new cycle right here. This right here. New choices, making better choices. Your own yin and yang coming together. You feel what I'm saying? Your own inner dance or romance going on, and then having that extended to the world. Choices means there's going to be options, so you don't pick the first thing. You let it kind of play out. You see where the vibe is, because everything is new. You gotta understand that. Don't let the past put you in the back in the past, repeating old thoughts and cycles and all that other shit. Feel me? Let me say it. That's the message for this wave spell. If you like cards, you could do a donation down below if you want cards before we roll out of here. If not, I am going to get ready to go get to this yoga class so I can get back in touch with Mother Earth a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you can always hit me up in the inbox if you want a personal reading. But here is donation based, no big deal. It's whatever you got going on, and we'll pull the cards for you. If not, I wish you all the very best moving forward. And just know that these next 12 days are going to be really potent and important to whatever it is that you got on, if you're about that life. If not, see you at the finish line. Feel me? All right, sound like everybody good. I hope you got something out of this. Be mindful of your words and your thoughts moving forward, but most importantly, do your best to enjoy this part of the journey, and journal it, because this is going to be a time where you're going to look back and say, oh, that part right there, when I did that right there during this time period, the little changes, the little things that you're doing for yourself out of love is really going to make a difference. So, chronicle that for yourself. Mark that for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And let it flourish and be how you need it to be. It's going to show up. You know what I'm saying? We just don't know how. And that's the beauty of it. Let it show up the way it's going to show up, and take your time with this. You know what I mean? Be gentle with yourself. You know, we got a lot of going on out here, but understand people are where they are. Have compassion for that, but keep it moving. Don't get stuck in one place. You understand? Go with the energy. Thank you very much, Chef Amir. You're welcome. So with that being said, you know, your boy is out of here right now, but we'll be back sooner than later. Just when you thought he was gone. And that's for a couple of people out there. I'm telling you, it's real out here. So don't let nothing or no one dim your light, especially yourself. And I'll talk to y'all later. Light and dark.